Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Business from Scratch podcast. I'm Abby McGee, and my guest today is a dear friend of mine that I've known for a long time, Meredith Cook, who is the founder of Green Compass Global. This business did $11 million in their first 10 months. Wild. So you're going to want to listen. But we talk about really important things like how to make it through seasons that are tough so you get to what is coming next, how to be a good leader, how to rally the troops, how to invest in your team like a family and survive it. So stick around. It's a great conversation.
You're listening to Business from Scratch, the podcast for people building businesses they love without losing themselves along the way. I'm your host, Abby McGee. Let's get started.
I have not seen you in a hot minute, so it's really nice to be able to get you in that seat over there.
I think the last time we saw each other was when we both launched our businesses.
No, it can't be that long ago. I saw you at the Starling one day.
That's right. Yeah,
Randomly.
I had a
But
meeting.
yep. But I haven't seen you very much, but we're gonna just get into it.
Let's do
That's
it.
okay.
Yes.
My first question is this: what's been the hardest decision you've had to make as a founder?
When you lead with compassion and heart, sometimes it can be difficult because you care about every single person.
Mhm.
And so then you gather so many different opinions, and
Mhm.
everyone's is different, but you get to see the business where it is, the future where you're going.
Mhm.
And I've had to make some decisions with the company that, people didn't necessarily understand, but we gathered a lot of information
Mhm.
and for some things. But then also for me, I love people and I feel connected and I have
Mhm.
relationships and I build relationships. And we, at some point have talked about you and I in the past about how um, you become friends with your family, like
Mhm.
your team, they become your family and your
Mhm.
friends. And I think one of the hardest things for me is when we've had to let people go. And it was
Mhm.
never personal. And it's never if they're good at what they do, it just wasn't right for the business at the
Mhm.
time.
Mhm.
Um, and so the hardest thing that I've done in the past is to not have those authentic and genuine and real conversations up front.
Mhm.
And it was better for the business. And it was also so much better for those people when I had the
Right.
conversations.
Right.
But it was it was so, so hard in the moment.
For sure.
Yeah.
Especially when you're as relational as you are
Yeah.
and your heart is as big as it is for your people.
Right. And
It's hard.
I'm very collaborative with the
Mhm.
team, and these are just not conversations that you have with people until you have it with
Mhm.
that person.
Yeah.
So that was pretty hard.
I there's two schools of thought in business that I've heard over and over. And the main one I hear the most of, and I totally do not resonate with it, is that in business, you cannot treat your people like your family.
I know.
And I do not resonate with that at all. I spend more time with the people I work with than my family some days. And the thought of not cultivating that kind of atmosphere is
Right.
so foreign to me and counterintuitive to me. But when you do that, when you are a family with your team, then those conversations are more tricky, right? Because you are emotional about it. You're
Mhm.
not just like, facts and logistics. Your heart is involved.
Mm.
So there are challenges to that philosophy of leadership, but I would not do it any different. I
Yeah.
I treat my team like my family and I care about them deeply and those conversations are difficult but so necessary. So,
Yeah. I think it does create a really good culture when you do that, right? When you
mm,
really care about people, then you learn about people.
mhm.
But at the end of the day, one of the things that I had to one of the conversations that we come to is this is a business
Mhm.
and the business has to grow.
Mhm.
The business needs to make money.
Mhm.
The business needs to be
Mhm.
sustainable.
Mhm.
And so we continue to have those conversations. And oftentimes, some people will come to me and say, I feel like this is a little over my head.
Mhm.
And it's hard because when you're in the startup phase, there really isn't time for on the job training with some folks, right?
Right.
And so it's never a conversation of this isn't the right fit for you ever. I mean, sometimes you have those cultural conversations. It's like,
Mhm.
if you can go figure out some things that you have going on in your
Mhm.
life and
Mhm.
maybe like
Mhm.
and like but I have often said it's not about you, it's about timing.
Mhm.
And there may be a place for you later on,
Mhm.
or there may be a place for you at another company, and whatever it
Right.
is, it's just
Mhm.
it's not here and it's not right now.
Mhm. But
Because
I'm sure you have those conversations with lots of heart and love in it.
heart, love, and
Mhm.
compassion.
Mhm.
I was always told, keep it short, keep it direct, keep it sweet. And I cry every time. And so I
Uh-huh.
cry
Mhm.
and I try to keep it short, I try to keep it sweet. And but one thing too that I've learned is don't sugarcoat it in the beginning of the conversation.
Mhm.
So when somebody comes in and or we get on a call or a Zoom or in person
Mhm.
and I have to make that really tough decision,
Mhm.
I don't sugarcoat it with, "Hey, how was your day? What'd you do today? I
Mhm.
had lunch." And oh, like,
Just get
whatever,
to
right?
it.
Like, "Hey, right now, I need to talk to you about something
Mhm.
and let's get to it."
Mhm.
And it's not personal. Um, these are your strengths and you have so many of them,
Mhm.
but it's just not the right fit right now and it's
Yeah.
not the right timing.
Mhm.
But we have people that want to be back at Green Compass that were not a good fit at one point,
Mhm.
and some of them are back, and
Mhm.
some of them it's like, okay, we're not there yet, but I do know exactly where you'll be the best fit.
Right.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. That's great advice. Thank you.
Have the hard conversations,
Have them.
run into the storm like a buffalo,
Mhm.
solution it faster, and
Mhm.
then move on.
Move on.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm the same way. Can you just give us a brief little synopsis, backstory of how Green Compass started?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, you said brief. That's not my strength. So Green Compass started because we saw a need for clean hemp
Mhm.
after we were using it for our family.
Mhm.
Um, and we really we saw a need for it and we knew that we needed to create it ourselves to get it.
Mhm.
There's not a lot of transparency or regulation in the space that we're in.
Mhm.
And so if you can't find it, you make it.
Mhm.
And I go back to when my first son was born and he was colicky.
Mhm.
And the pediatrician said to me, "You do whatever it takes to help him stop crying because I can't give you a solution. I don't know what to do. So just label him as
Mhm.
colicky. If that's a purple bow
Mhm.
on your head, you wear a purple bow on your head and you tell
Mhm.
everybody about it because that's when incredible life changing businesses are made from
Mhm.
moms on a mission."
Mhm.
And that was way earlier, right? Before we even started this business, I never found the
Mhm.
purple bow for him,
Mhm.
but found that this product could help me.
Mhm.
Saw a need, learned about the lack of transparency and regulation in the space,
Mhm.
realized a lot of people were doing it the wrong way,
Mhm.
and found a way to do it the right way.
Mhm.
And brought a team of people together from farmers to my husband to even my
Mhm.
brother who oversees the lab and
Mhm.
decided to create a product. And when the product started helping me and I started sharing it with my friends and my family, I started getting testimonials.
Mhm.
And that's when I knew that this was that purple bow for
Mhm.
thousands of people.
Mhm.
And
Did
so
you have what was your experience, you and your husband's experience before you started this company? Did you have experience in product development or, eh, because that seems like a giant mountain to climb.
it
If
is.
you were creating a brand new product from
Mhm.
nothing, did you have experience in that before or did you jump in and have to figure it all out?
My husband had been in business, but he had been in banking and he had been
Mhm.
in agriculture his whole life.
Okay.
So, his whole entire life.
Mhm.
And so he knew how to run a business and make things happen. I would say my experience was from being a mom,
Mhm.
and you do whatever it takes to make it happen.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you're okay with me cussing on here, but my
You
motto
can
was
say
get
whatever you
shit
want.
done
Yes.
and make
Uh-huh.
it happen. And when I had kids and I saw a need, I was pretty resilient
Mhm.
and I persevered a lot and um, found ways to make the things that they didn't have in their life that they
Mhm.
needed. And so it was almost became this passion project, and started creating,
Mhm.
and we just stayed true to our values and
Mhm.
continued to reinvest in the business, and
Mhm.
just really stay true to our values of being clean and transparent and non-toxic.
Mhm.
And so that made it really easy for us
Yeah.
because we weren't looking for the fast, quick buck that most people out there are looking for.
Mhm.
Um, so no experience, but I would say we're very experienced now.
Oh, for sure. And
Hmm.
you're right, that mom experience is, I think, the most important one because you are right, moms will get it done.
We will get it done. We
We get
find
it
it will.
done every day.
Yeah.
I see how that translates over into my ability just to push through,
Yeah.
even if it's not involving my kids, but that is an inherent skill that we have.
Right.
I believe it.
I never thought, how can like, I never, as a mom, I never thought, how can I do all of this? Like, it never crossed my mind that I
Mhm.
couldn't do something. It was always just like, okay, let's do it. It's
Mhm.
going to be tough. It's going to be hard, but we're going to make it happen.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, mom on a mission.
I know. I
Hmm.
know a lot of us moms, we
Hmm.
get it done. Can you remember the moment? It's probably not a moment. It's probably like a gradual evolution of when you figured out that this wasn't just an idea that you had for you and your kids, but something that you wanted to create an actual business with and grow the business.
Hmm. It came from the testimonials from us sharing the product.
Mhm.
And that's when we knew that thousands of people needed the same story,
Mhm.
the same testimonial,
Mhm.
and did a little more digging and a little more research. So I was that mama. Anybody that's listening to this that's from Wilmington or Charlotte knows that I
Mhm.
was the mom with the mason jars with the green juices at the
Mhm.
beach or at the park.
Mhm.
I was always leading the conversations on how can we do better
Mhm.
and create cleaner and non-toxic. And just I I knew that this was bigger than myself,
Mhm.
based on the testimonials, and there was a need for people, a
Mhm.
real true need. Hemp was actually taken away from us a long time ago by
Mhm.
greedy people. So we listened to the conversation today about how hemp is something that you can build cars with,
Mhm.
houses, you can use it to make paper, and you don't have to
Mhm.
cut down a tree.
Mhm.
But also it was in all the pharmacies, and at one point in our life, big textile got together with big pharma and said, hey, this is taking our lunch.
Mm.
Let's make it illegal and make it hard for people to get and use.
Mhm.
And then here we are. So when it became legal again, and that's when a lot of people got into this industry,
Mhm.
and a lot of greedy people kept coming out of the woodworks and
Mhm.
starting it, to make a quick buck, or
Mhm.
um they just saw opportunity, but they didn't care about what was inside the
Right.
bottle. And I started learning about that,
Mhm.
and I got scared, and I got scared
Mhm.
for the consumer.
Mhm.
And I thought, this is a real opportunity to educate people on something that we're passionate about.
Right. Because the hemp products you can buy at the gas station are not the same things that
No.
you guys create.
The hemp products that you buy at the gas station or even some doctor's offices or beautiful spas, right?
Mhm.
They're not the same.
Mhm.
And anybody that you talk to that looks and sees how we do it, controlling the whole process from
Mhm.
creating our own lab. We actually had a lab on UNCW at one
Mhm.
point. All of our lab techs are from UNCW.
Mhm.
And when we said we were going to build this and we set our standards right, we
Mhm.
knew that we couldn't do this, by trusting just anybody.
Mhm.
And so we truly are vertically integrated, which means we own the farm and the soil. I don't know if you look at my social, but
Mhm. Oh, I
yeah,
do.
yeah, we had our,
Mhm.
I was out at the fields and,
Mhm.
with
We've been
our
to your fields.
hanging. That's
We have been
right.
to your fields and fed you.
Yes, you
Mhm.
did. You fed us. And
Mhm.
so we're a people powered brand. So we
Yeah.
had a lot of people there that believe
Mhm.
in what we're doing and educate,
Mhm.
that got to hang out with all of us and
Mhm.
celebrate their work and their
Yep.
hard work. Um, but we realized that this was a word of mouth business,
Mhm.
and we definitely it's a people powered brand.
Mhm.
And that's really when we realized that we had a real business on our hands is when more
Mhm.
people were using it
Mhm.
and telling their friends and their family.
Yeah.
So,
And you saying that this is a people-powered brand, I see that in everything that I see about your business, and of course, I know a lot of the people who
yes.
work in your business and think they're and love them and have worked with them on other projects too, and, um, so I wanna talk a little bit about your leadership style,
Mhm.
and because how many people are in the Green Compass family?
Oh gosh, thousands,
Yeah, so you
thousands
are
and
leading
thousands.
thousands of people.
Yes.
So I'm very interested and curious in how you keep that small, right? Because I see that in you that you're able to create a message for thousands and thousands of people, but it feels like you are talking to the individual.
I do.
Yeah. So I want to hear from you about what your leadership philosophy is, how you distill down your community mindedness, your love for your team into
Mm.
something that feels personal when it's so many people.
Because it is personal,
Mm-hmm.
because I remember that. And, everything that we do from I think about the customer and I listen to the customer, and we as a
Mm-hmm.
team collectively listen to the customer, but we also listen to the advocate, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of voices, and oftentimes I go out there and there could be 50 people in a room or 100 of people in the room, and I'm the last to leave
Mm-hmm.
because it's not just the message and what I'm saying, it's truly listening.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important to lead with authenticity, and we say transparency,
Mm-hmm.
and even when things get hard, even when you have the hard conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I would say that my leadership style is it's heart and grit, heart
Mm-hmm.
and hard work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm a woman, so
Mm-hmm.
I have an intuition. So I say that's my superpower.
Mm-hmm.
And also the ability to really care and listen,
Mm-hmm.
to each individual.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I've built the relationships through conversations,
Mm-hmm.
and I continue to have them. And I, that's what I speak about when we're, on calls or Zooms or
Mm-hmm.
in person or doing events.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm talking to each individual person
Mm-hmm.
and remember them in everything that we do.
Yeah, I can tell that and I can see that. How do you manage the chaos that is naturally going to come with as many moving parts as you have in this business? And that you could either answer that question, how it relates to you corporately or how it relates to you personally. How do you control the inevitable insanity
Oh,
around you?
am I controlling it? I think that would be the question.
I don't know.
I'm surviving it,
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I think that's a kind of a loaded question, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
there's certain things that fall to the side. It's oftentimes
Mm-hmm.
my personal life, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and that's okay because I feel like I've intertwined my personal life with business and I love
Mm-hmm.
what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So how do I manage it? I don't have an assistant. Tried that route, but who has time
Mm-hmm.
for onboarding? We've talked
Mhm,
about that,
mhm.
right?
Yes, we have.
And I just prioritize what's important in the moment. So,
Mhm,
we have our long term goals and our long term vision and the relationships.
mhm,
But if any of my team was here, they would tell you that I don't manage the chaos. I just show up
mhm,
every single day
mhm, and
and
work with the chaos.
I work with the chaos, I work in the
Mhm,
chaos, and
mhm,
my team is so organized that that's
mhm.
what matters.
Well, and
Mhm.
I feel like that's how you organize your chaos, is that you hire well, you train well. I mean, you have people.
Yeah,
You might not have a personal assistant,
yeah.
but you have a team full of people
Incredible
who are
people.
managing, and I on a smaller scale do the same thing. People
Yeah,
ask me all the time, how do you do everything you do? And I say, well, I don't do everything that you see.
yeah. I have
I
an incredible team,
Mhm.
and I have a loving husband and 2 incredible kids and,
Mhm.
a family that gives me grace
Mhm.
and friends that give me grace
Mhm.
and, kids that give me grace,
Mhm.
and so I would say that I'm not managing the chaos in my own
Mhm.
bubble, but the chaos is managed around me, you're right, from
Mhm.
people that I
Yeah.
hire.
How do you incorporate your family into business, because you're right, business is all encompassing, right? It can
Yes.
take over everything. And if you don't find ways to incorporate your family into it, then you're never going to see your family. So have you found ways that make that easier, that to like bring your kids along? I know your husband works with you in the business. How do you incorporate your kids? Or I know probably your friend group is a lot of the people who work with you. That's
Mm.
how it is in my life too.
Mhm.
But have you found, what ways have you found to bring your family along with you?
I talk to them
Mm-hmm.
and I communicate. I talk about our mission and the
Mm-hmm.
passion for what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Green Compass is a company that's making history.
Mm-hmm.
It is not just collecting a check. Like, you do so much good for so many people, right? Like, you
Mm-hmm.
feed them, to help them with their celebrations. You
Mm-hmm.
have Oftentimes I see people starting their lives together and they're breaking bread
Mm-hmm.
over, what you've created for them, and
Mm-hmm.
it's beautiful, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and I can see the passion behind what you do, and for me, um I am not here to make a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
I truly am. It keeps me up at night thinking about the person that uses our product.
Mm-hmm.
I share the testimonials with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I often show them when I'm on the road. If anybody tags me in a picture, I can actually talk about that individual and
Mm-hmm.
share how the product has changed their life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Green Compass, we always say that we solve three problems. We help people mentally, we help people physically, and financially. And that's whole wellness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I talk about how collectively, as a company with our incredible advocates
Mm-hmm.
and employees, we're making a difference. And
Mm-hmm.
and then it's this opportunity to talk to them about how they can follow their dreams. And
Mm-hmm.
you can do really good in life and make an impact and find something that you're passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
But when you believe in it so much, you show up,
Mm-hmm.
and you show up every single day, and you show up in the hard, and you show up when it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you just keep putting one foot in front of the other and making it happen.
Do the
But
next thing.
yeah,
That has been a constant in all of my conversations so far, is you just have to keep going.
yeah.
Just to keep going and do the next thing.
It's like Thomas the Train. Is that
Yeah.
what Thomas the Train? Like, keep on going, or whatever they say.
Yes, that is a
Um,
flashback to my kids.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
we incorporated our kids in the very beginning to help us.
Mhm.
So whether that was packing boxes
Mhm.
or on stage, they've helped us. We've had huge conferences where they've helped us break down. They've been behind the DJ booth.
Mhm.
Certain things that I let go. My kids aren't
Mhm.
in a collared shirt and like nice slacks when they're on
Mhm.
stage. I'm building the business, and so I'm like,
Mhm.
go put some clothes on. You have to have those on. And
Mhm.
think at our last in-person conference that we had, they were barefoot and they had dirty shirts on. I think they wore the same shirts for the 3 days,
That's
and
amazing.
their bathing suit bottoms. And they were upstage and they were throwing, the shirts out into the audience, and
Mhm.
they were moving cords for our production team.
Mhm.
We had a hurricane once, and my kids were out there staking the crop because they knew it's always all hands on deck, right?
Mhm.
Um, but so I brought them along by giving them little jobs when they were little, but
Mhm.
just having the conversation
Yeah.
about the good that we're doing and
Mhm.
how it's important to me.
Yeah.
And when we talk about making history, we brought something back that was taken away.
Mhm.
And we're doing this for the generations that follow, and they
Mhm.
are part of that.
Yeah.
So it's just having conversations.
Mhm. And incorporating them. I love
Yeah.
that so much. Okay, quick 30-second break while I tell you something that made a huge difference for me. I'm literally sitting in the Unfiltered studio right now. This place is a game changer. I knew there was no way this podcast was going to get done at home. I didn't want to deal with lighting, sound, all the other tech and distractions. Now I just prep and show up here. Everything's set up. I sit down and I feel like a total pro. If you're in Wilmington and need a space to record, visit unfilter.io or just search Unfilter Studio on Instagram and see it for yourself. I want to talk about how you and your husband work together and stay married.
Yeah.
What is that like? Obviously, you guys have a great relationship,
Yeah.
but what does that look like on a day to day? I know that you probably divide and conquer a lot.
Yeah.
But what have you put into place in your life to kind of protect the marriage, to protect the relationship when things get real wild? Because I know that they do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we have the same common goal
Mhm.
and we truly believe in what we're doing
Mhm.
together. So we give each other a little grace.
Mhm.
We're really clear on our goals, and we're really clear on our strengths.
Mhm.
And we give each other grace, like I said, but we also lean into each other and talk about the hard and how can we
Mhm.
work through this. And we're on the same team.
Mhm.
But it's not easy.
Right.
I mean, marriage alone is not easy.
Correct.
He used to come home to a nice supper with the house cleaned when he was building his business.
Right.
And the kids were fine. They were tucked away in bed and
Mhm.
I'd pick up the dry cleaning, do whatever needed to happen,
Mhm.
and like I joke with him and I'm like, "Hey, we're building this business and I don't have a wife at home that's doing all of those things with
Right.
me."
Need to
So,
add a third person.
yeah, but it's one of those things that we just know that it's going to be chaotic and
Mhm.
we let certain things go and um we talk we talk
Mhm.
a lot
Mhm.
and we problem solve together. And I feel like our marriage has gotten stronger because our friendship has just grown over the last few years.
Has that been a natural evolution, or do you feel like that's super intentional for y'all, that you are mindful of it and every day you are being intentional about your relationship?
We're intentional and it
Yeah.
isn't easy.
Mhm.
And it isn't, you guys, people often see like the fun and smiling, but
Mhm.
there's behind the scene conversations that are happening too. We have hard days.
Mhm.
And it's really wild because I wear a hat all the time. And so my
Mhm.
team knows that we're super transparent too. Like we don't act like a certain way around them.
Mhm.
If I always say that I'll say, I don't have my wife hat on, I have my executive hat on.
Mhm.
And oftentimes when we meet as an executive team, one of the things that I love the most and I learned from a mentor of mine is to always be collaborative and challenge each other.
Mhm.
And so that means, we have marketing and we have finance and we have tech and we have sales and we have,
Mhm.
my husband and operations and then myself um and so we throw everything out on the table
Mhm.
and we disagree and we kind of fight for what we believe in and then we come to a conclusion. Then
Mhm.
we execute it.
Mhm.
So I always say I'm taking off my husband wife hat.
Mhm.
We're taking that off and we're having a real executive conversation about, yeah. And it
I'm gonna be your
works.
boss for a minute.
It works. And I don't know, he kind of admires me. Like I think sometimes I look back and I think he actually thinks it's a little sexy when I am doing something that I believe in and am passionate
Mhm.
about it.
Mhm.
And I think he's like, she's unstoppable.
Mhm.
But I also say his nickname is the make it happen guy, right?
Mhm.
Like if anybody says, like we have outsourced executives that have been um coming in as consultants that have done like incredible things and been with multi-billion-dollar brands.
Mhm.
And if they can't figure it out in 3 weeks, Sterling's like, "Ugh, I was trying to take something off my plate, but I've got this.
I'll
And
figure it
by the end
out.
of the weekend, it's figured out." Mhm.
Mhm. What advice would you give other couples who are either considering starting a business with their partner
Yeah.
or are in it and are struggling in it?
The struggle's real.
Mhm.
So you kind of figure out what your strengths are together. You
Mhm.
have to talk through it. You have to give each other a little grace.
Mhm.
If you're struggling, go talk to somebody. Help them help you talk through it,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
just um feel your feelings and sit in your feelings. Like, we talk to our kids about your validate the feelings like
Mhm.
happy, sad, mad, scared,
Mhm.
whatever it is. Use those same tools that we give our children,
Mhm.
and use them in a conversation
Mhm.
and let each other know that, like, this is making me feel scared, or this is making me happy, or this is, talk about the good and talk about the hard.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, just if you can't figure out how to talk through it, find somebody to help you talk through it.
Mhm.
Therapy is amazing.
It sure
Yes.
is. I would not have survived adulthood without it, for sure.
No, I wish I had it in my
Uh-huh.
childhood.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. It has saved me. many times.
Yeah.
So,
And he sees the worst of me. I mean, sometimes
mm,
it's been 7 days since I've washed my hair and I am,
mhm,
no makeup on. I'll wear his shirts around the house too.
mhm.
And so, like, I wear his shirts and these oversized sweatpants, and, everybody else gets to see me with makeup on and my hair done
Right.
sometimes. And I'm, trying to figure it out. I would say in the past couple years, I've really tried to learn about the role as a CEO and what you do and how you show up, and learn about things that I didn't understand before. And I had a really good mentor, and his name is John Carroll.
Mhm,
And I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was doing this boot camp, and it's Jesse Itzler. He has
mhm,
a bunch of brands,
mhm,
and then his wife is Sarah Blakely, and they
mhm,
both have had billion-dollar brands. Sarah Blakely started Spanx, and I was
mhm,
at their house for this entrepreneurial boot camp. And John Carroll is almost like their right hand man, right there. He's giving everybody advice. And he looked at me and he said, "Meredith, I haven't seen this since I worked with Sarah." And he said, "This is truly lightning in a bottle. And you have your strengths." And he said, "As soon as we move Sarah out of doing the things that she doesn't love to do, the magic started to happen again." Right.
mhm,
And that's when I realized I don't have to learn every single thing and be in the grind of behind the scenes.
mm,
I hire really great people. Sterling was a CEO at some point, so he oversees all of that, and that's really
mhm,
where you need the trust, right?
mhm,
Um, and and I just decided I need to go out there and be authentically myself,
mhm,
be with people, listen to our customers, listen to our advocates, listen to
mhm,
what drives people, listen to testimonials. And that keeps me up at night and excited. And it keeps me creative. And so we can develop new innovative products,
mhm.
and um, just keeps the business going, really. So,
Yeah, gosh, I
yeah,
love that so much because in the beginning of any business, I think entrepreneurs get in the weeds. They get bogged down with having to wear all the hats, having to do everything and learn everything. And I think that's important in the beginning, but at some point, you're right, you do have to start hiring, you have to start delegating, you have to start offloading
yeah.
from your plate the things that are draining to what you are created to do, to what
Hmm.
you are good at, to what you are born to do, right? Because you can't lead a company, you can't inspire thousands
Hmm.
of people and also like be over here balancing the checkbook and you know,
Or
finding a
trying to
manufacturer.
learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, really trying to learn the things that I didn't understand,
Mhm.
and I do think that there's a lot that I needed to know,
Mhm.
um, but I will say leaning into the things that get me excited,
Mhm.
and that's people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mhm.
So, do you have any advice for new business owners who don't have huge teams
Yeah.
to how to find a way to compartmentalize or balance so that they can maintain their inspiration, maintain their joy, maintain
Yeah.
the things that really light them up, and yet knowing they still have to run the business too, which I know you still run your business, but you
Mhm.
found ways to uh, lean in more to those things that light you up and that push the business forward.
In the beginning, when you're starting a business and it is growing
Mhm.
so fast, I mean,
Mhm.
I think in our first 10 months, we did $11 million in sales without me having any business
That is
experience and without the
wild.
company having product.
Mhm.
And what we realized was what sets us apart and why we had that growth, because there were a lot of people trying to do what we were doing, is we put such a focus on what's inside the bottle, right?
Mhm.
And so as you're doing that and you're growing, it's really about just getting shit done too,
Mhm.
and understanding that you're in a season and
Mhm.
it's not necessarily forever. And
Forever,
for
right.
us, we wanted to just continue to pour back into the business and build our foundation,
Mhm.
because we knew with the opportunity that we have ahead of us, it's going to scale, it's going to grow. And, we're going to need to make sure that we have this really strong foundation, a bigger lab,
Mhm.
growing in our facilities and all the
Mhm.
things that we have and everything in between. So I would say know that it's hard in the beginning and
Mhm.
recognize that. And
Mhm.
as you're growing, and it feels chaotic and it feels scary and it feels exhausting, stay true to your mission.
Mhm.
Go back to it, write it down, remember
Mhm.
why you're doing it,
Mhm.
and just know that really successful people do extraordinary things that other people aren't willing to do. And that is
Mhm.
why they are successful.
Mhm.
And just know that you're going to hire people. You're going to hire great people and you're going to hire some not so great people.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean that they're not great humans. They may not just be the
Mhm.
best fit for the business.
Mhm.
And just knowing that you just put one foot in front of the other and
Yeah.
just figure it out
Yeah.
as you go.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
that's the key to longevity in business is knowing that there are seasons for things.
always.
There are seasons, and you can get through this season, and the next one will be better because you're wiser and stronger
Yeah.
and have figured some things out.
Talking about those seasons, one of the things that I always stand by now that I didn't in the beginning is run into the storm like a buffalo does.
Mm.
Don't avoid it. It's not going to go away and it's only going to get bigger if you don't. So run into the storm, have the hard conversation, um, and then you can figure it out quickly
Mm.
and faster than if you didn't.
I love that.
Yeah.
You are such an inspiration to me.
You're an inspiration to
Oh
me.
gosh.
I feel like half of our field is able to do the work that they do because you were just feeding them in the beginning, right? Like you were taking off
We
the
did feed a lot of
burden
your
of
people.
you fed me. I
Mhm.
mean, I knew when I didn't get done with work because I was not getting done with work at dinner time, but I
Mhm.
knew because of you and your team, I was able to go reheat something that was nutritious and delicious and sit down with my family and stay true to our values where we could have that connection and that
Mhm.
conversation. And I just have to say, a lot of what you did for me really helped catapult the business because I
Mhm.
was able to be present in that one little moment that meant so much to me. And my kids
Mhm.
will never forget that is something that we never stepped away or walked away from.
Mhm.
And I was thinking about you the other day because we got these inspiration cards and they're inspiration cards on what to talk about, right? Because
Mhm.
when you are running so hard and so fast and there's a fire or joy and excitement, both of it
Mhm.
takes up a lot of time.
Mhm.
And at the end of the day, the thing that is most important to me, we are talking about business, it is my family.
Mhm.
It is raising good children that, and when I say good, I mean kind,
Mhm.
that want to do good in the world, right?
Right.
That is all I care about. And they're going to make mistakes. And I have one now in high school and one in middle school, and they're
Mhm.
both boys. So it's going to happen.
Mhm.
But how can we continue to build this strong foundation with our family? And you reminded me of that from the very beginning when we were able to sit down and have real conversations. But it was these cards that I got too because I couldn't turn my brain off, right?
Right.
So I could put the food in front of the family, but I couldn't turn my brain off. And these cards were question inspirations
Mhm.
and conversation starters. And so I felt like it was this like perfect little package in this perfect moment. And I got to check that box in a meaningful way and make memories. So,
Oh, I love that.
and that's what you created that. And then, you know, a lot of our advocates also leaned on you for that and they still do. And I've just seen your business just grow. And I don't think it's grown because of marketing, or marketing resources or whatever, people do
Mhm.
today, advertising. It's grown word of mouth. And
For
that
sure.
is really meaningful and powerful. And you should be proud.
Well, I thank you so much.
Yeah.
I am. I think if you don't have a why in your business, you're going to get burnout.
Yeah.
And that for sure is my why. That's how I started my businesses. I loved to feed people. I love to take care of people.
Hmm.
And to hear that that was a help to you is a help to me,
Yeah.
to my heart. So,
Well,
thank you for being here. You are such an inspiration to so many people, but especially me. I have watched your business from when it was a baby, and it's been wild to see it grow into what it is now, and it's crazy
well,
and amazing.
the best chapters are yet to come.
Mhm.
There's so much in the future for both of us, for
Mhm.
so many, it's for anybody that's listening.
Mhm.
It's, there's just so much that we don't know that's going to be just an even better chapter or more
Mhm.
exciting chapter or like
Mhm.
more chapters to the book that we,
Yes. Mhm.
just to continue to do what we love and watch more people be a part of it.
Yeah. So I think the takeaway for me is just reminding me to get through the season, get through whatever season you're in because another season is coming.
Yeah.
You have to persevere and you have to stay inspired and keep going.
Well, write it down, and it's okay to say it's hard.
Mhm.
And you're the CEO of your business. And, both of us know that it's the loneliest position out
Mhm.
there, right? Because you also have to protect everybody else, but in your organization, but you have to be authentic and true and sometimes come to the table and say, hey, this
Mhm.
is tough, guys. I get it.
Mhm.
But remember why we're doing this.
Mhm.
And or just say I'm having a hard time. I talked to one of my mentors today and I said, I promise I'm gonna take a vacation. Because he keeps saying, you gotta take some time off. This
Mhm.
summer was roadshow, right? Like I knew we were launching a new brand. I wanted to be
Mhm.
with our people. It's
Mhm.
my favorite thing is to be out there. And I didn't get to go on a family vacation because of that. And I talked to
Mhm.
my kids about it. They went with my husband.
Mhm.
But I missed it and it was really hard. And my team said, go on vacation, take some time because
Mhm.
you do also have to reset
Yeah.
so that you can be a better leader.
Yeah.
So, and that might mean a walk, a dip in the ocean. I saw your little like getaway retreat.
Yes, you don't have to go
Yes,
far away and it was magical.
it was magical.
Mhm.
And you talked about that and it reminded me that I need to do that as well.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so important. You have to find ways to still have and I think we it gets muddy for us because our business is our life and we love it so much. I love to be around the people that I work with and the people that we work for.
I know.
And so it feels sometimes like, I'm not missing anything, but when I
Yeah.
really think about it, my therapist and my mentors tell me the same thing. Go somewhere. And I've really been intentional about that to
Hmm.
plan for it and just make it happen.
Yeah.
So,
I love vacations by myself.
mhm.
It's like the craziest thing. I never thought
Mhm.
that, but I love going somewhere by myself and completely checking out. And I was just
Mhm.
talking about doing a silent retreat. And I was telling my team, I was like, doesn't this sound like something that we could do? Like teamwork makes the dream work. We can be silent together and be in our thoughts. And that was a voted no. But I was like, I
Mhm.
can do
You
this.
can
And
go.
if I'm a
Uh-huh.
better, version of myself, but I just thought, what does it feel like not to talk to somebody for 3 days, 5 days, 7 days?
Mhm.
And just like clear your thoughts, compartmentalize them, and come back.
Mhm.
So we'll see. I'll let you
Do
know how
it.
it goes.
You should do it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, where can people find you and find out what you're doing?
Well, we have a handle and it's on social media. So
Mhm.
Instagram at Green Compass Global.
Mhm.
I'm at Meredith Cook 84. I don't even know. Like I'm not even I couldn't even tell you my handle off the top of my head. I'm just
Mhm.
sharing things. But
Mhm.
and then our website, greencompassglobal.com. And it's ever evolving, exciting. We actually are going to be
Mhm.
launching a new product and new categories.
Exciting.
But for me, you know, learning and seeing about Green Compass from the outside is really cool. I think one of the things that I think is something that people can know is that they can be a bigger voice in this
Mhm.
movement, right?
Mhm.
Bringing products and that really work and help people and bringing a plant back to the masses, making a difference in history.
Mhm.
Um, and that might be just by supporting one of our advocates and buying a product for them and
Mhm.
or just showing up and hearing the conversation and sharing it with their friends and their family
Mhm.
um, or just hearing what we have to say because a lot of the world wants to silence what we're doing and so I appreciate you asking where they can
Yeah.
find us.
Yes, definitely. We want people to find you.
Yes.
I love your products. I use them. I've used them for a long time
Thank
and
you.
I love them and love what you do and love your heart. So Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for joining me on Business from Scratch. Follow the show for more honest conversations about building a business that works for you.